Okay. Conference finals. We have.
Yes.
I have the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The Lakers versus the Nuggets.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a rematch. I initially thought the Warriors would make it, but then I ended up moving the Warriors around because I didn't think that the Warriors would end up hitting. With them being the 5th seed, it's impossible for them to make it to the conference finals. Let's say knock the Lakers off, so they can't play them. So I'm thinking Lakers, Nuggets. Lakers win it in 5, and they're going back to the finals.
Okay. Because of how I have it seeded, I'm going to say we do get a rematch, but from the second round of the Western Conference playoffs, where you had the Nuggets versus the Clippers, which means that I believe the Clippers are going to beat the Lakers in the second round, which hearing myself say that sounds absolutely ridiculous. But as I've said this whole time, since last NBA preview show last season, I said the Lakers are going to win this year, next year, the Clippers, and then the year after that, the Nets. So to stay true to that, I think the Clippers are going to beat the Nuggets and avenge that embarrassing 3-1 collapse from last season. They're going to beat the Nuggets in 6 to go to the NBA Finals and face the Nets.
Okay. You've got Clippers versus Nets. I have the Celtics versus the Lakers.
Old school.
Old school. All right. Let's go with it then. Let's jump into NBA Finals. Who's your champ? And we'll do the awards right behind it. So I'll let you lead the way, Jimmy. You've got Nets versus Clippers. Who's going to be the champ and in how many games?
Okay. This matchup is going to be all about defensive neutralization. Who can neutralize the other star more? Neutralize as in slow them down, because you can't stop any of these guys.
No,
they're
it's
that
impossible.
great. So I think that Kawhi Leonard can slightly neutralize Kevin Durant, and a combination of Pat Bev and Paul George can slightly neutralize Kyrie Irving. And I think that given that this will be the second year of chemistry together for the Clippers versus the first year of chemistry for the Nets, I think that the Clippers are going to win this matchup in 6 based upon that and become the NBA champions. I have to stick to that.
Okay. I've got Lakers and Celtics. Celtics going to make their first NBA Finals since what Paul George and them did. Paul Pierce. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce and his big 3.
Yeah.
When they played the Lakers.
It's about a decade
last
ago
time.
or so.
Yeah, roughly a decade ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the Lakers are going to win it in 6. Lakers 4-2. I think that just the Lakers are going to have too much firepower for the Celtics young brass to be able to take out. No shade against them. I just think that I'm not going to bet against LeBron in this aspect. He has a roster of players that if they're healthy, he has a roster that's going to win a championship. And that's just one person I won't bet against.
You know, what bothers me is that, and it's funny, you can go on YouTube and see these clips of all the people throughout the season last year who, were on the Clippers bandwagon, who said the Lakers didn't have enough, they weren't going to do it, etc. And it's like now all of them, because they were so wrong, have now swung to the Lakers, and that bothers me. I can't trust a lot of those individuals. Do I think the Lakers can win it again? Absolutely. Yeah, of course they can.
It's LeBron and the Lakers.
But
yeah,
that just really bothers me. And this isn't the contrarian in me doing it just to do it, because I don't do things just to do them.
Right.
So, but I really do think the Clippers, more people are off them, so they're paying less attention. And again, if they're not motivated to go out there and reclaim their dignity because of how they made themselves look last season, then this is just a joke of a franchise, even with 2 stars.
Yep.
So
and I get that. I just everyone was doubting LeBron and Anthony Davis working together, as well as LeBron staying healthy and Anthony Davis staying healthy. They were able to do it, and that's how they were able to win.
Right.
I don't see anybody dethroning him because LeBron has a second fiddle that is pretty good when healthy, similar to what he was in Miami. That was his biggest problem in Miami was Dwayne Wade started falling apart. He started to show his age because he was a reckless player. He used his body for everything. So,
let me ask you,
I couldn't go with that.
A real quick question: if we're talking about challenging the Lakers, who in the East do you think is more likely to become a big three in order to challenge LeBron, because that's what it's all about. You have to have more than what he's got.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think anybody that has the opportunity is the Celtics first, or the Nets. The Celtics and the Nets. If they get James Harden, then this is a different conversation.
See, you know what? The Nets, I feel like they really want to see what Kyrie and Kevin Durant can do.
Yeah. Well, they got LeVert, and they also got Dinwiddie. They've got a good
what I
team.
Like I said that if they treat Karis LeVert like he's the third option on the team, like he's a really good player, he'll be that, because in the bubble, he was dominant at times.
Yes.
Like he's got that in him.
He is the guy. He has that it factor. He can get you a bucket. He's showing that he can get you a bucket, and that's something that I hope the Nets trust, but I don't think they're going to trust that. That's just who they are. Right. So, okay, we've got our champs. I got the Lakers in 6. You've got the Clippers in 6.
Clippers in 6.
All right, let's go with the awards. Who is your most valuable player?
Kevin Durant. Welcome back. He is going to be back, and to me, just as dominant as he was. And here's a big part of the reason why I think he's going to win this is Kyrie is going to fight wars with the media all season long. He's going to throw sage in their face. He's going to call them pawns, prawns. He's going to call them all kind of names. He already has
bronze,
right? Bronze, long johns. So you know how weird he is. So since he's going to be the bad guy, Kevin Durant knows he has to be the good guy. He's got to be the good cop. And that favor a happier Kevin Durant, who's finally in a comfortable spot back on the East Coast, away from the Warriors, not unhappy as he was in Oklahoma City. He got everything that he wanted. He got everything that he wanted, even to be the coach of this team on certain nights, according to Kyrie Irving. So I think that favor is going to be converted into him being the MVP, because it's easy to forget how great someone is, even when they don't play for one season. You forget. So I think he's going to be great. And I think number 2, might surprise you, Nikola Jokic, I think is going to finish number 2 in MVP voting.
Okay.
Primarily because the Nuggets are going to get the number 1 seed, and I mean he may be the best passing big man ever. He's up there. He is really good. So that's what I think. What do you got?
Yeah, he shows me glimpses of Arvydas Sabonis back in the day, which I loved Sabonis back in those days, and he's honestly better.
Like no athleticism whatsoever, but somehow just
brain power, brain power. So for me, MVP. Luka Doncic. Luka's going to lead this team to the number 3 seed, and it's going to be by himself because Porzingis really ain't going to play. Because he's going to carry this team, that's what's going to get them eliminated in the first round. Is that he's going to be worn as soon as he hit the playoffs. Right. But he's going to exert so much energy to move them up that high, move the needle that high. They're going to give him that. Honorable mentions probably going to be LeBron James, because LeBron's going to have LeBron may try to put out a career year. Just to prove the doubters wrong.
It would help my Clippers pick if they do give him the MVP, so he won't be as pissed off going into the playoffs with an extra chip on his shoulder.
Yep. No, but once Luka gets it, he's going to be hot.
Okay, good.
He's going to be hot.
Good, but not good.
Hot, exactly. Yep. Defensive Player of the Year.
Rudy Gobert. This is a thank you to Jazz management for giving him a 5-year, $205 million extension on the Supermax deal, so I think that he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Giannis won it last year, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't see that happening 2 years in a row. Yeah. And I think that number 2 might surprise you, Ben Simmons.
Oh.
I think who's an underrated on-ball defender. He's a nightmare for regular-sized point guards to have to go up against on the defensive side of the floor.
That's funny.
So I think he's going to come in at number 2.
Mine, Anthony Davis. LeBron's going to be focused on winning the MVP. Anthony Davis is going to be focused on winning DPOY because he should have technically got it last year. I'm not going to lie. Personally, I thought Anthony Davis was a better defender than Giannis was last year, but with the eyeball test, even though the analytics may have given it to Giannis, I just felt like Anthony Davis was stronger at it. But with that, Anthony Davis said he's going to go reclaim his trophy. He wants that thing. So he's going to get it, and right behind him is going to be Rudy Gobert because of the thank you for that nice contract he's got in Utah.
And for shutting down the league because of COVID.
He shut down the entire league. He's the best defender ever by shutting down the entire league due to COVID and touching everybody's microphones.
Right.
But because of that, he's going to come back and try to redeem himself because he's already looking really bad in the public eye, and he's going to redeem himself with that. So he'll be number 2 right behind Anthony Davis. Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, forward Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin, real name, no gimmicks, for the Knicks. I think he's going to bring like Zion-like energy and highlight reels to this team, and there's no pressure because, I mean, they're the Knicks. So there's no pressure on him to like save the city. Please turn the franchise back in the other direction. I mean, it's nobody expects that from them anymore. So I think he can go out there and just dazzle people And honestly, personally, I thought Zion Williamson was the Rookie of the Year last year. The voters thought different, but I think he's going to do for the league what Zion did, and I think that that's going to outshine what the other members in his rookie class are going to do. So I think him, like I said, being in the media capital, let's say of the world, I don't know if that's true, but definitely of the country, I think helps a lot.
I can see that. Okay.
Second is Lamelo Ball, and I was thinking about this. In today's game, who do you really think of that throws dimes? Because I don't really think of – because, now point guards, they want to shoot deep threes or they want to be score first point guards. Mm-hmm. So the art of just being able to dazzle you with the dime, I think has slowly died, but I think he can bring it back. Because how far back do you have to go to remember a point guard who you remember for just throwing dimes all over the place?
Steph Curry.
He does throw dimes. You don't think of Steph Curry when it comes to that.
Well, no, you think of him shooting. You think of him shooting. But yeah, I put it like this. Most of the dimes are being thrown by LeBron James, Nikola Jokic. You're big men. Right. I mean, Chris Paul has had a couple of them here or there, but for the most part, you're right. You don't see them as much. I would like to see more from Dame. I think Dame would be great. If I would be more impressed with Dame if I saw more dimes out of him. But I've been impressed with his shooting overall.
Right.
I'm impressed with Dame as a player. But I with you on that.
He's going to have every night. They're going to be 1 to 2 passes that are going to make ESPN
highlight reels. Yeah,
just like Obi Toppin is going to have 1 or 2 dunks. So LaMelo Ball.
Okay. Hey, well, I'm with you. Obi Toppin was my guy as well, and I disagree with you as far as saving New York. He's from New York, so he's expected to save the Knicks. Oh. So he's definitely got that pressure on his back Brooklyn, to save New York. And so, that's what's going to be looked at for him. But I think he's going to ball with the Knicks. I think he's going to show out and give us what we thought R.J. Barrett was going to be. Mm-hmm. He's going to be that player. And then number 2 for me as well is LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo's going to have a great season due to all the dimes he's going to drop. That's exactly the first thing in my mind is Doobie Boy. All right, MIP,
Michael Porter Jr.
Ooh.
I think they're going to give him either the starting position they need to if they know what they're doing, or starters minutes. He started to get over the hump and truly believe that he belonged in the bubble. The bubble did a lot of things for a lot of people. Like the Heat, like him, where you really learn, okay, I can really do this. I really can be elite if I truly want to be. So I think that Michael Porter Jr., he's a big part of the reason why I have the Nuggets at the 1 spot, because Jamal Murray, who also truly emerged and was on center stage, and Nikola Jokic, I think with him, there's a big 3 right there. If they treat him like that, if they give him the ball enough to be that third option, there you go. There's a big 3 right there that could potentially challenge LeBron and the Lakers more in the Western Conference. So I think MIP, he's going to be 1. I didn't choose a 2 for this. I'm curious as to who you picked for MIP.
Okay, so MIP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Mm-hmm. This is his year. It's either piss or get off the pot. You need to make it happen. Right. And we know the Thunder are in a rebuild. But the way this roster is constructed, and I've looked at a little bit of the preseason games, they're a lot better than what they're advertised. SGA is going to become the cornerstone this year at MIP.
Right.
Take over, going from 19 a game. He may push up to 25, 26 a game.
I can see that.
Because he is now the centerpiece. There's no one else really to take away his shine. And so, like I said, either he does it or he don't. But I'm going with him at MIP. My second pick. I did pick a second one, Jamal Murray. I think Jamal Murray was going to emerge as the bona fide number 1 for the Nuggets. Now, it could be potentially because Jokic could cancel him out, but I don't see Nikola Jokic canceling him out. I think it's going to be Jamal Murray and the Pips next season. And his compliments, his potential big 3 is going to be what makes him look good. So, 6 man.
Okay. Oh, I didn't think about that. 6 man of the year. I think Sweet Lou Williams is going to get his throne back. He's had enough
lemon pepper.
Had enough of lemon pepper wings and all that. So I think that he's going to get his throne back, because I think this is number 1 and number 2 last season were Schroeder and Harrell, who are now Lakers.
Yep.
And I think Schroeder's going to start, and I think Montrez
will be the 6th.
He starts on 2K, so maybe
he may start. He may start too.
Yeah,
we don't know.
But they're probably going to bring him off the bench, but I think that Lou Williams is going to win it again.
Okay. I've got Lou Williams as well. Just keep lemon pepper going. Yep. I think that this is gonna be when he really shines. He's gonna show out. He's gonna take over because it's his place now. It's now his position again. Harrell's not gonna be there to take away his shine. Mm-hmm. He'll get it. Dennis Schroeder was my second one if he goes 6 man. But if he doesn't go 6 man, he has no chance. Okay. Coach of the year.
I want you to go first on this one. Steve
Nash.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
That's wild.
Yeah, I figured we both were going to pick Steve Nash. Yeah,
why did we pick Steve? I know why, but why did we pick Steve Nash?
Because he's going to take the Nets for me, he's going to have the Nets in a top 4 seed that's not expected. You know, I mean, it's expected that they're going to be great, but we're expecting more drama than we do W's. And because he ends up putting them in that seed location,
that is great. I did not think for a million years you would have picked Steve Nash.
Yep.
For this,
I mean, my honorable mention was Rick Carlisle because of Luka Doncic moving him up.
Okay, I can see that. I say Steve Nash. I think that, again, this is a media award. You have to consider who's choosing this award. I think he was a media darling. I think that he always treated the media well, and they're going to return that to him in kind. Like I said, Nets are a 2 seed in the East, so they're going to have a really good record.
Yep.
And I think that he is a great basketball mind. In some regard, he's maybe minus the championships, he's a lot like Peyton Manning in his ability to diagnose the game. So when you put that with Kevin Durant's ability and with Kyrie Irving's ability as well, I think that the formula is there. I mean, it's a very player-friendly environment, and I think that because he will pretty much let Kyrie burn as much sage as he wants, and Kevin Durant having as many burner counts as he wants, he's going to allow them to really be themselves and be comfortable, and that's going to translate to how they play on the floor. And like I said, he's got a comfortable team around him. He's got his old head coach who's there just to run the offense, which is another reason why I think the Nets are going to surprise people and people won't be able to keep up with them. And he's got I don't know what Amari Stoudemire's job is.
He's an assistant. He's assistant coach. So he'll probably be working with the bigs.
Okay, so he'll work with the bigs. And for that reason, everybody is going to speak highly of Steve Nash. He's like a good All-American quarterback from the Midwest.
Yep.
Who eats apple pie and goes to church every Sunday.
Yeah, and he's a Canadian, so he's always apologizing.
Well, he's going to be treated like he's from Smallville, Kansas. Anyway.
That's hilarious.
Steve Nash, yeah, that's who I had too. Wow.
Unexpected.
Very unexpected. So it's going to be a fantastic season. It really, really is.
It is.